Welcome back to another live session. After the London, we started another session for this in New York, and this is gonna be another big session coming up, guys. After the successful London session, we have started a New York session here in this academy. This is the second live of the day. As we can see, the market, in fact, as expected, dropped to that daily support level, and from this daily support the market is currently approaching this low here. This is an important support level coming up, the market approaching this daily low, which is an important level. So let's see where the market potentially be heading here. Let's begin another live session, guys. Before I progress with this live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you very much. I'm good. Thank you for joining. And I'm good. Thank you for asking. And let's see that where we have our next entry. If you guys enjoying the live session that we are doing every single day, make sure you don't miss out to like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So let's begin today's session here on this Xauusd market, where the price potentially be heading in this session, and share your thought and opinion. Let's see that how we can find next opportunity. Before I progress, I'll take only 1 minute break. We'll be coming up very shortly with full analysis. Let's first observe the market to see how it is doing. So back on track after a little short break in the beginning. So let's begin what we have in this market. As you guys have seen in our previous session, gold was supposed, we discussed that the market may break to this support level here, and you can see the market almost has done the same from this high here. The price has broken back below here to this support level. So if you look at here, what you can see that the market dropped to that key area of support, which is an important level of support here on gold. And that being said, if we look at this 15-minute chart and the lower time frame, we can see the market from this high started to drop back below here in that area. So if you look at the 1 hour and the lower time frame, we can see the market from this resistance started to break here below to this support level. Let's wait to see how we can find potential entry in this market. So looking at daily again, if you look at here, you can see that from this high, the market has rejected with a one bigger daily bearish candlestick pattern here. That might lead that price back to this daily support level. And that being said, we can see the market currently approaching that daily low, which is the daily 20 EMA and 10 EMA. And as the market is approaching this daily 10 and 20 EMA, we may see the price to reject back from that level. But at the moment, we can see the price is in that downtrending market structure here in this area. So that being said, what we can see here in this market, the price has started to drop back below in this area. This is an important level of support here that you can see. And it crossed that high. If you look at here, you can see that the market has crossed that high and then it started to drop back down to this support level. Now, looking at here, what do you see? That the market started to trend down here. This is the 10 EMA from the 30 minutes. And if you look at the 1 hour, you can see from this resistance line here, the price started to drop back down, and expecting this market to come back here potentially to this support level. Now, looking at the 15 minutes, we can see that from the 1 hour and 15 minutes, the market, it's on a pullback. And with this pullback, what we can expect that the market to possibly drop back again to this support level. This is the 1 hour price action here. And in that zone, if the price is going to hit that level from the 1 hour perspective in this lower time frame, we can expect the market to potentially trend back down here to this support level. So that being said, here is the bearish market that you can see in this area. And from this high, it's pushing back down. And that drop that you can see currently, if you look at here, we might see that a potential head and shoulder and then to come back here to this order block. So from the 5 minutes that we can see, the market is showing a possible trend continuation. As if you look at again the daily, going back to that, here is the daily price action. So far we have seen that significant breakdown below on the daily. Looking at the monthly here, we can see the market is trending from the weekly. Also we see the price just crossed that weekly low, and daily price that we can see from this high, the market also got that rejection back below here. Now this is the 4 hour resistance that we can see, and from the 1 hour and the lower time frame, we can see the market has tested that level multiple times, and we can expect that this market to potentially continue to trend back below here to this daily 10 EMA. So I'm going to mark this level as this is a very important support, which is the previous daily low and also the daily 10 EMA. Daily support level, which is a daily important support, and daily price action is very important, guys. As I mentioned many times, that when you are looking at the market, always first look at the daily support, okay, or daily resistance. So daily time frame is absolutely important, because that's where you will see the market in fact showing a bigger directional move here. So from that resistance that you can see, the market has dropped back below with a long wick 5 minutes doji formation, and with this doji, what you can see, the market tested that high, could potentially break below to this support level. And here is the 5 minutes price action, where the market has formed head, left shoulder and the right shoulder. With this head, left shoulder and right shoulder, the market potentially to trend down here, testing that level, even breaking below further to the support level. That being said, looking at with this head and shoulder, if the market is going for another retest to the upside here, we could see that the market to give us potential further entry in this market. So we'll be waiting for the market to go up for another retest potentially, and then to reject back again to this support level. And looking at the multi-time frame analysis on this instrument, from the multi-time frame, from this support level is slowly pushing back here, expecting it to break further to the upside to the liquidity zone, and then to return again to the support level. And here a couple of levels that you can see from the 1 hour. This is also an important level of resistance from the 1 hour perspective. So you can mark both of this resistance line from the 1 hour, and here is the possible move back to the upside here. Okay, so you can see the price is slowly trying to push back to the upside to the liquidity zone, and then to return back again to the support level. Here is, you can see the market is slowly moving up, and that movement to the upside is where there is a liquidity. As the price moves from liquidity to liquidity, expecting the market to retest and then to reject back again to the direction of the trend. Are you guys with me? I hope that you guys understanding and finding value in it. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day in this live session. Okay, so here is the 15 minutes. Again, you can see the prices cross that high. It is grabbing that liquidity and then potentially returning back here to this support level. And the way the market is forming, it may have deeper liquidity grab from the top and then could potentially return again back below. This is a potential here, stronger liquidity grab, and I think this is, you can see this is a 30 minutes candle. It's testing that high, and once this candle closed potentially as a doji, Are we going to see another bounce back to the upside, grabbing liquidity and coming down, or we could see rejection back below from this level? This is what we are looking at here in this market. Looking at here 1 hour and 4 hour. So the 5 minutes chart here, you can see from here, this is an important support and going back to the upside here. And that move that we can see in this market on the lower time frame, there is a doji formation. We can see the price tested this high, and now the question is this market breaking back below or pushing back to the upside here? There is the doji being formed here in this area, and what you can see in this area, the bar price crossing that high, grabbing the liquidity and potentially to come back here or to have another move back to the upside in this area. Here is the rejection back above, and we can see the market is maintaining here a structure in this area, and where it may try to grab liquidity here and then to reject back again. Let's wait for the market to potentially bounce here to grab that liquidity and then to return back again to the direction of the trend. Now, looking at here from the 4-hour chart, that you can see from this support level is it's a bounce, and that bounce might retest this high and then to return again back below to the direction of the trend. And I hope that guys you're enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Nothing is going on here, just the music. Welcome. I hope the sound is okay. Everything's fine. Well, thank you for confirming. Sound and skin okay. Thanks for that. Okay, so here is what you can see. The market tested this high and then it got rejected. Welcome. And here is the high here that you can see, which is a very important level of resistance. And that resistance that you can see from this high, the price may potentially turn back here to this support level. Slowly the price after this doji is trying to drop that back below here with this liquidity grab, and that drop may be the market coming here to this daily support level. Now we need to see the market has grabbed enough liquidity from here. If you look at, grab the liquidity and then rejected back again in this area, and that's where you will be looking for another entry in this market. Whereas you can see that this doji is potentially pushing back here upside again, and that's where once we see the market manage to break this swing high here, that liquidity zone, that's where you can look for another sell entry in this market. And here we can see the price is slowly trying to build up that pressure and then rejecting back again in that direction. Here is the price slowly trying to build up that pressure, and any movement back to the upside here is where we can look for entry, especially as you can see the market is currently at 336 above 60 level. We may see that at some point the price to have a retest of 33667 level, and then to drop back to this daily support, potentially to this level, or any liquidity gap in that area is where you can look for that sell entry in this market. Looking at the calendar, that you can see the upcoming session. Tomorrow coming up 3 very important high impact news on GBP and then dollar. Unemployment claims coming on dollar 10:30 p.m. and GBP coming up. Okay, so which is quite a few high impact news coming tomorrow. That's gonna give us a very important price action confirmation with the news candle. We can look for trading opportunity. Today's market, that you can see after yesterday's ISM service PMI, the market has rearranged its structure here, and in that market, that you can see from this high, the price potentially to continue to drop down here to this support level. Now we see that after break of this high to this liquidity zone, from the 30 minutes, if we look at, the price just crossed that high and now trying to reject back again. So that zone that we can see, if we look at the 5 minutes here, we can see the price tested that high and then coming back again to the support level. So ultimately it's falling market and it's coming down for potentially another drop here. Now if we look at the 1 hour resistance line 3365 level, that we can see that 3365 level is an important resistance line that you can see, and already the price has tested once there. What we can expect here, that this market to potentially continue to drop back below this support level. And for us, for the next entry, as the market already grabbed liquidity from here, we may see that the price to continue to trend back down here and to go back below 3358 level. For us to find that entry, we need to see the market is trending here. Are you guys with me? Welcome. Head and shoulder on the 5 minutes. Hello everyone. And also you can look for that second pair as well, like we did in our previous session, which is second window. So you can keep gold here, watching gold in this window and looking at the second window, dollar yen or Gbpjpy, which were showing better trending market here. Gbpjpy, there is a news coming tomorrow. We can expect a greater move on GJ as well. Here is the market, cross that high from the daily. If we look at the price, cross the daily high here, which is a very important daily resistance, and from that high the price slowly started to trend back down in that direction on the intraday. And if we look at the 4 hour here on the Gbpjpy, we can see the market has crossed that high and is trying to push back again. And if we look at the some of the lower time frames, such as the 1 hour chart on GJ, we see that from here there was an uptrend. The price has crossed this key level, trying to push back down again. Now Gbpjpy, as the market has crossed this key resistance line, which is an important level of resistance on GJ, we may see that this market potentially to continue to trend back down here to this support level. And that level that we can see, we might see that if the market breaks that low here, we could see potentially come back here to this support level on GJ. Now here is the key level. You can see the market has crossed that high. Okay, so after cross of this high, it got that rejection, and with this rejection from the 1 hour, I will be looking for sell on GJ if the price revisit that 196.65 or 196.66 level. If the market go back up here, grab the liquidity, and then started to trend down here to this support level, and in that situation I will be looking for sell on Gbpjpy to this support level. That's what we will be looking at on GJ. As you can see, the market is slowly trying to push back here to 196.65 66 level. So as you can see, it's slowly trying to pull back, 3 narrow candles. So there is potential for another bounce back to the upside, and also there's potential for even trend continuation to the upside on GJ. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see that it's a Gbpjpy trend, which is in fact a continuous series of higher low. Okay, and with this series of higher low, the market has penetrated back above, grabbed the liquidity, and now it's retesting this previous resistance line here. So if you look at here, you can see this is the previous resistance, which is turning support here. And now with this previous resistance turn support on GJ is retesting, we can expect it to potentially revert back to the upside here. And that bounce back up on GJ, if it is a trend continuation, you could see the market to continue to rise. If GJ wants to drop back again to this support or to this order block, we might see a long wick rejection here and then continue to drop. So only if the market shows that long wick rejection, we will be looking into sell. At the moment, this is the plan. Until we see a complete bullish trend confirmation to the upside, then we will be looking for buying. So this is on GJ. Looking at again Xauusd gold. Here 1 hour chart, again the market, as I mentioned earlier, bounce back to the upside again for another potential retest. And that bounce that you can see, the market after this, if you look at here, you can see that this is an important level of support, and from this support we see that move, liquidity grab back below, and we may see the market to potentially continue to trend back up again here. So here is the market, is an important support where 15 minutes price closing as a doji. Here's the market slowly trying to push back up here, and if you look at where this, here's the move, got 73 USD from scalping. Well done, clear sound today. Thanks for the feedback. Now here is what we can see, the market in this 15-minute chart, expecting it to revert back up and then to return back to that support. Now here is multiple liquidity grab. The price is on a very narrow zone, so this is where you will not be entering in the consolidation. We would like to see the market prepared for an entry, and for to see that the market has prepared for an entry, we will be looking into that one here. So if you look at here, you can see this is where the head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, head and shoulder on Xauusd, and in this head and shoulder, if you look at here, you can see it's formed series of higher low, expecting it to break above and then to trend back down, right? So Now with this double bottom, the price may try to break that high. This is what I'm waiting to see, that the market in fact has broken above before it dropped back down below. So daily price, again revisiting the daily price action where today's low is here. So I'm marking today's low and also potential buy zone that we might see the market to come back. 335051 is a very important support level if the market drop there. If not, 3358 is today's low here, daily low, and once the market managed to break that daily low, this is also an important zone that we might be able to see the price to again reverse back. Now from here, if the price without grabbing any liquidity from this level drop to the daily low, we could see again another bounce back to the upside, because extension of the daily low without proper liquidity grab can be an important zone that we might see the price to bounce back to the upside. These are some of the technical aspect to understand how the smart money trade. This is what very important, that as a trader, you note down. Guys, keep in mind that trading is, I would say that 50% mental, 50% technical, then 100%. What is next? These are the two very important aspects. So you have to have a very good trading psychology to handle the trade, to take the profit in right time, to manage the trade accordingly, and also you need to be able to know the technical aspect. No matter how good you are in trading psychology, if you don't know the right strategy, when to enter, when to exit, how to do the risk management, how to do the lot sizing, it's not gonna work, right? On the other hand, also, if you are very good in technical side, you are very good, you have a very good strategy, you can analyze the chart very well, but you don't know how to manage the trade, and you don't know how to drive the car, right? So it's not about the car, also who is driving the car. Imagine that you have the best car ever, but you don't know how to drive it. Then no matter how good the car is, you won't be able to win the race. Similarly, you are the best driver in the world, but you don't know what kind of car you need, or you don't know, or you don't have the right car. Probably you are driving your grandfather's car, and then no matter how good you are as a driver, you won't be able to win the race. So it's about who you are, and also what strategy you are implementing, fusing together, become the best outcome. It comes from becoming a trader and also having the right strategy. When you can combine together, then you can implement that strategy in the right way, because the same system, same strategy applied by 5 different traders will have 5 different results. So that's why if you want to have the best result possible, then you need to have the best strategy, and also you need to be well enough to manage that strategy so that you can get the best out of it. And that is why mentorship is important, that I would highly encourage you to always go through someone who knows it, because every mistakes is bring you to the backside, right? That's why the group is important. Connected to a group, you have the trading community. You can find link below this video also for the Telegram link that we are using. You can join there, stay connected for all the education, all the strategies that I am using, where I am also sharing all my trade in the premium group. Early also we had trade, you guys have seen that already, and where you can speed up your learning 10 times, 20 times. If you are becoming a profitable in 3 years, you can speed up to 6 months, 1 year. That's the power of having connected to a trading community where you can find more information, advanced strategy, and also a clear information guidance is very important. So now where the market is heading, let's go back to the chart here to see in fact how the market is evolving. Today's price, if you look at the daily market, that you can see from here, from this daily support, it's now pushing up for a pullback. At what level you should be entering the trade is where you will be learning here, right? Because the market is very chaotic and also sometimes random, right? So that random market become easy to read when you know that the right timing. So how do you find the right timing, right? If you ask yourself, when should I enter the trade? Sometimes it becomes very confusing, right? Should I be buying or selling? Should I be going long or short? Those answers you can find from simple triple W, right? This is what I call the triple W formula. So that's where the beginning is, right? Where there is a beginning, also there is ending. So if you look at here, first W is where you can ask yourself this question: which way to trade? First W. Second W, when to trade? What about the third W? Why to trade? When you answer these three W without dot, you started to see a clear picture in the market. When to trade, which way to trade, why to trade. So the first W, which way to trade, will give you a directional bias, because if you open your trading account, you have two buttons. One is red, the other one is blue, buy or sell, right? So which one to press? That will give you the directional bias, which way to trade. First W, you got it, right? From the market structure, if the trend is bullish, we only will be thinking of buying the market. If the trend is bearish, we only will be thinking selling this market. Very simple, right? Once you found the directional bias, the next thing is when. You found the direction, you're gonna buy or you're gonna sell. But when should you trigger that trade or place the pending order? You can find it from the two very important aspect of the market. Is the market structure, that you got the direction, and the liquidity and price action. So once you see the liquidity and price action, that's where you started to see that when to enter, because once the market grab those liquidity, you can easily find the directional bias in the market. So that being said, here you can see that the price has broken that high as we discussed from the 4 hour. It crossed that high. Now it is long-term bull market. So because it's a long-term bull market, can you think of buying from here and going back to the create a new higher high, which is still possible because the market started to bounce from this 20 EMA. But if we look at the daily, we see that the market is still possibility. There is still possibility for the market to drop that low here. Okay, to break that low. And that's what we are looking at here in this market. We see there is a breakout. The price has crossed that completely to the upside. And with this break to the upside here, it's on a open area. And in this open area, waiting to see the price to potentially move back up, cross this high, and then potentially return back below. So that being said, he can see this is the 15-minute chart. We see that bounce the price on an important level, expecting it to potentially return back again, cross this low, and then to trend back down here to this support level, or continue to trend to the upside. This is 15 minutes candlestick pattern, one single candle going back to the upside here, and also 1 hour candle close coming in few minutes. We see there is a 1 hour bounce to the upside here. Still hit those lines here, those levels, as this market that you can see is here. We see that bounce back to the upside here, and the channel that you can see okay, so here you can see that the channel, and from the channel the price move back to the upside, and the channel that you can see is after this break of this channel, the price now inside again in this channel. 15 minutes closed with a long wick. Now this market is going to go back up or breaking back below. That's the question. Based on that, as we discussed earlier, from that W, we can look for if this market is trending or it's a fake out. Here is the market pushing back to the upside here. There is a structure here. Now there is a possibility here for this market to return back again. As the 4 hour, if we look at this, is the 4 hour support, and we have a potential here for this market to return down. Just looking to see here 8 year. I'm still not entering, guys, just looking to see if we can have an entry in this area. Point 5. All right, so we see the market here has made its initial bounce, and there you see the market slowly trying to push back here. So you see that it's still pushing back to the upside here on the 15 minutes, and we can see the market in this area trying to push back to the upside, and from this zone, as the price is approaching this resistance line, we might be able to see the price to potentially this is on now 1 hour 20 EMA, and okay, you can see that after this break of this high, slowly trying to build that pressure back below. Okay, so here I'm going to open a position, as we see there is a potential rejection. I will be explaining later the strategies. Here we will be opening sell position to this level with 47 pip stop loss, targeting to this support level here, which will be 2 to 1 reward to risk. Second trade for the day. And expecting the market to trend back down. Placing a sell on Xauusd and stop loss at 3373.35. Very tight stop loss. Output at 3373.50. So we have comparatively wider space to take on. For the spread, so the stop loss that I'm placing here at 3373.50. And as this market here, we can see that there is the reason for the trade is 1 hour 20 EMA retest, expecting it to return again back below here. Now if the market is getting properly rejected, we can expect it to come back here to fill that level. That's what the trade is. I have opened the position and it's currently running in at entry with little profit in it. So now this is 1 minute chart here as well. You can see there is a consolidation. So from that consolidation, expecting it to have a return here. Now if it is trend continuation with a very tight stop loss, we will exit the trade with only 40 pip, 39 pip. If the market goes up one more bounce, we might be able to out of the trade. But if it drop back down here, we'll have a bigger one like the one that we did in the past in our previous session. And so looking at the 1 hour here, that you can see the market tested this 20 EMA, and with this 20 EMA retest, expecting it to return again to the direction of the trend. So looking at the 5-minute chart again, we can see there is a long wick and expecting the market to come back here to fill the long wick here and to potentially drop back down to this support. So we're waiting to see if the market is preparing for that here. Now the 1 minute chart from a doji will look to see if the market is filling that zone and returning back here for another test here. And we can see the market is trending in that direction where okay, we can see the price start to break below, and would like to see that it's having a potential trend back down if the market coming back here for another retest to this support here. So we will be looking to see the 5 minutes price action that you can see also showing bearish here in that area. All right, cool. Now, if the market started to reverse from here, we might see coming back here below this low, and that's where we will be able to secure some pip here for the second session after the first session. Running in some good profit at the moment. Would like to see the price is breaking back below to that support here. From the 1 hour, from this 20 EMA, it's carrying the rejection back below. From the, if we look at the 15 minutes here, so you can see that 15 minutes closed with a long wick. Now is the market coming to break that low here? We see the 5 minutes closed also with a long wick bearish candle, expecting it to come back below to test that low here. And if we are right in our approach to break that low, if this is a fake out, then we could see the market straight coming back here to retest this level here in that zone. Come on, this 1 minute candle is important to see that it's been able to break the low here. Now with this head and shoulder, this is currently at entry. If we look at the 15 minutes again, once the market drop well below, here we are currently running, I'm running around 20 pip profit on that. Now that drop, if this is a a valid head and shoulder, should be able to see the market straight coming back to this fair value gap. So it's a big fair value gap on the 1 minute, and that's gonna be significant move if the price manage to drop, unless it wants to grab liquidity again. That's where you see the market is again pushing back here. It's gonna be weak fill, 1 hour. Come on, it's gonna be weak fill or so if it is not a weak fill, we may not be able to see stronger move here. So if it's just getting rejection on the 5 minutes, we might see a trend continuation. On the 1 minute chart, you can see there is another 1 minute pin bar, and this is the zone that you can see the price is potentially crossing that high. It may potentially continue to move up. So if the price drop back below okay, so if the market reject from this level, this is the 5 minutes that we can see, we might see that coming back below here. Okay, so you see that rejection back coming in this market on the lower time frame, and with this rejection, the market may, if this price not being able to break that high, we can expect it to come back here, break the low, and that's what the expectation here, for the market to trend back below here to this support level. Cooling back down here and waiting for this market to potentially trend back down. We are seeing that bearish price action in that area. The market is nearly to the entry, coming to that entry point again. And if we look at the 15 minutes here, we see the price is not getting enough bullish momentum, so that's might bring that price back below here. Right, cool. It's coming to the profit zone here, and would like to see the price is potentially breaking back below here. If the market coming back below, which we see that almost nearly to our profit area, breaking below here, we can look for taking profit. If we see the market is showing promising momentum back below for another drop. Nearly to the previous low. This market running in profit, and anytime I could be taking the profit if I see the market is prepared for any directional move. For the time being, we can see it's bearish still. I'm holding on to that for potential another drop back below. This is the 1 minute price action. There's a big fair value gap. If the market reject back below here, expecting to drop here to this support level. And all right, cool. It's breaking back below. And this, with this 1 minute candle, if it is coming a little further below, we'll be taking the profit in this trade. Like to secure above 20 pip on this one. Still I'm running in, as with the break of this low, we'll see the market is on the support. It's again pushing back. Okay, it might push back up or down. So this, we can see the market is pushing back down here. And all right, guys, I'm taking profit on this trade. I've taken profit on gold in this trade, as it's approaching that support. We might see that to have another rejection back above, or it may continue to drop. We are in a very good area to secure the trade. We can re-enter again as soon as we find another entry, and as soon as we will find further entry opportunity, we can look for further entry, as this market is in fact, if you look at here, you can see long wick, quite a few, and there is a doji here. So that being said, if you look at here, you can see that this is a doji, and lower time frame price action showing a rejection. Quite a few long wick, you can see it's bouncing back here, and I don't want to miss the trade in that area. Here is the market showing possible direction again. 15 minutes that you can see there is a long wick candlestick pattern here, and with that long wick we can see that the market is, this is another 20 EMA in that area. And with this 20 EMA, what we can see here, this is a doji, another doji here, the market is trying to push back here. Here is quite a few long wick candle in this area, and with this quite a few long wick candles, the market after this drop pullback, we may see that directional bias here. We have taken this trade, we have secured that profit on this trade. We'll be looking forward to see a better trading opportunity later in this market. So if you look at here, you can see that from this support is just in a sideway at the moment, the market, and have you guys done something here, secured that profit on this? Welcome. Hi coach, too much manipulation, good. Yeah, we see that full margin. Welcome. Yes, there is you know, the manipulation is a part of trading, and that is where you know, you can see that sometimes brings trading opportunity more often. If you look at, and what you can see that this market, quite a few again long wick on the 15 minutes, another doji. So basically the market is creating few structure in that area that might lead that price potentially back to the upside here, and then continue to drop. So we might see that further liquidity gap before it drop back down. So we have taken the trading accordingly, and if you look at this market from the lower time frame, you see that this long wick and the price is going back to the upside. Is basically it's going up here potentially for further liquidity gap. We might see that before the candle close again, the market to come back here, back below, as the imbalance now here in this lower time frame, and the market may potentially come back here to fill that imbalance, here, and potentially bounce back to the upside. Here is the 5 minutes price action. The market has crossed that high. If you look at here, you can see it's creating a large potential bearish engulfer. Now if this 5 minutes candle crossing that high here, and then after grabbing all this liquidity, the market may continue to drop here in that direction, and that drop may bring the price back here to this support level. It's already started to break that low from that direction. So that might be a stronger liquidity grab, and if you look at it, it was trending back below. So with the continuation back below here, the market may possibly drop to this daily low. And if you look at the daily price action, you can see that this is the daily low, and 15 minutes possibly it's getting ready for the market to test the daily low or even breaking that daily support level. Here is the daily support, which is 3350 level. If the price, how the 5-minute candle and the 15-minute candle closing, if the market is getting strongly rejected from that zone in that direction, breaking this swing low, we highly likely could see the market coming back to 3350 level, which is the daily 10 and 20 EMA, and waiting for the price to potentially come back here to that level. This is another live session successfully we have done after the previous one also we did in our London session, guys. I hope that you are enjoying the live session that I'm doing every day. Quality is more important than quantity. The live is not very longer, but we put the highest quality possible. The previous one was great trade. This one also we have won another one. Let's keep trading, keep learning, keep growing. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. I'll see you again very soon. Tomorrow, twice trading live. Tomorrow, guys, on Thursday, the London live will not be on, but the NY live will be extended to three hours at least to cover that. I'll see you again tomorrow in New York session only tomorrow, and then next day will be on London session and New York session both. So tomorrow trading on NY session there. Until that, stay well, stay happy.